Welcome back to another Club 5 Hot and Cold for the best and for the worst team and player for the last week in NHL. Don't go nowhere. Welcome back to another special edition of the Club 5 for the Hockey Nation Live show. This is your Coach Frenchy, back in the booth for another great show for the Club 5. If you are new on this channel, we just want to remind you, every Tuesday we do the Power 5 or the Club 5 for the Hockey Nation Live show. So how this work is this way. We take the 5 best team in the last 7 days, and also the 5 struggle team in the last 7 days, of course. And also we do also the same situation for the players in NHL. So we try to bring this different thing because the Monday is all about the power ranking, and the Tuesday we do the hot and cold Club 5, and then the Wednesday we go to the trophy, who is in the race for the best, the Calder or the Norris and everything like that. And that's what we try to bring something new every day. Then we have our daily show every days, 11 o'clock Eastern Time with my co-host, Michael De Villano. We have a special edition every day. And then during the night, we bring to you all the different breaking news and everything's going on around the league, like the waiver list, the injury, or a new signature, everything like that, we bring to you at least one time per day. And of course, I follow 2 teams in NHL, is the Montreal Canadiens and the Florida Panthers. We bring the preview or the post game, and finally everything about NHL. So you can see we bring a lot of things to you, and the only way we can be here every single day is because of you, members of the Hockey Nation Live show. We will come back here, and hopefully you're going to enjoy this program. Today is called again the Club 5 Hot and Cold Team Players by your coach, Frenchy. So let's start with this week. The best team this week is 5 are the Toronto Maple Leafs with the 17-4-2. They are straight of 7. And the reason I put them there is because they beat the number 2 in the North Division, the Edmonton Oilers, back-to-back game. And that's make them maybe one of the best team in the NHL. And also, they are my number 1 on my power ranking again for the second week. I do every week. So the number 2 is Washington Capitals. They have another great weeks this week with they are number 1 now in the East Division with 12-5-4. Last week they have 3-0-1, and since all the team players are back in the lineup, they're looking great. Number 3, Tampa Bay Bulls, 14-4-1. And of course, they are number 1 of the Central Division. They are 4-0 last week. They beat 3 times the number 2 and 3 in the Central Division, the Carolina Hurricanes. That make them now separate themselves whatsoever. They are only 1 point behind the Florida and the division right now with 2 games in hands. Finally, number 4, Philadelphia Flyers, 12-8-0. They're looking great, to be honest with you. They have a great week last week with 3-0-0. Many of those players was on the COVID-19 are back in the lineup, and that helping them. They're getting more and higher and higher in the East Division, so don't be surprised to see them in the top 3, of course, in the East Division. Finally, team surprise everybody right now in NHL. It's a Minnesota Wild. They have 12-6-1. They win 6 games straight. Yesterday, last night, Monday, they are last in OT 5-4. And prior to that, they are 6-1-1 in the last 8 games since they are back from COVID-19. So it's really a team surprise everybody right now in NHL. And I feel like they deserve to be there on the best 5 team this week with other team. They are number 2 and 3 in the West Division. So it's really surprised to see the Wild at that moment on the second position in the West Division. let's go now with the best player of the weeks. Um, Patrick Kane, another great week. Is the second star of the week with 8 points and 23 games. He have 11 goals, 23 assists, 34 point. Another team doing well. And Central Division, the Florida Panthers, they surprised very well. The captain and not the captain, but the players will do well for the Winnipeg Jets. Mark Sheffield, 21 game, 11 goals, 17 assists, 28 point. He was on the straight last week with an 11 point. He's have a great season so far for the Jets, and that team just lost yesterday, but prior to that, they have a great week. Last week with 2-0, beat Montreal Canadiens twice. And Matt Zuccarello, we talk about the Wild doing well. This guy is doing great. So he's back from the COVID-19. 8 game is the third star of the week. 3 goals, 8 assists, and 11 points in the beginning of the year. But last week he had like in 4 games, he have 8 points. So another great week for him. Zaka, for Pavel Zaka, for the New Jersey Devils now. He said, of course, he has only 14 points, but he's on the straight with 10 points with the Devils. So he have a great straight, and that's the reason I put him on the best players for this week. He well deserved. And finally, young man here for the Ottawa Senators. They have another great week. They won yesterday against Calgary. They beat them twice in the last 3 games. And it's a Patterson now. We have a straight, I think, a 6 straight game with a 1 goal. You have 24 goal a game. You have 9 goals, 8 assists for a total of 17 points. He's really surprised everybody also, and well deserved for what he's doing right now with the Ottawa Senators. So another team, they are the bottom of the North Division, but they accumulate W left and right, and everybody expect to beat them, and suddenly the outcome is not winning but losing. So Calgary just got that. Montreal got also last week, and we'll see what tonight Montreal play again Ottawa. See what's happening this way. And now the struggle team, Anaheim Ducks, 6-5, last 6. You have 6 of the 7 game. The last 7 game is a team don't go not really well. The last 10 days minimum. Yesterday they lost an OT, but still, they have a really difficult time right now. And unfortunately, that's what happened over there for the head coach, Dallas Eakins. Dallas Stars, 6-4. Last 2 of the 3 against Florida Panthers. Last also this weekend against the Tampa Bay Lightning. I know we have injuries over there. I know the team is not the level they should be, but I'm not worried about them. I put them right now because since the COVID-19 is a team that have a difficult time, but I believe they will be back. Now the next team, that's the mess over there. That's the best word I can say about that. Buffalo Sabres, 6-3. Listen, the coach, the players, it's just a mess. That's the way I can define what's going on in Buffalo. Columbus Blue Jackets have a very difficult time and now 8-1. They lost the 3 of the 4 game. Inconsistency. Not many players, do well right now. Was Roslovic and Tessier. And we turn that is a team struggle right now, I'll be honest with you, and we'll see how they're going to respond tonight. They play tonight. So, and then finally, yes, my Montreal Canadiens, 9-6-5. Fired the coach last week. Did not change a lot. They lost the first game with Ducharme behind the bench, 6-3. They got 1 point against Winnipeg. Lost again 2-1 in OT. It's not a mess, but it's disappointed. A lot of people are frustrated. And after a great start of the season with 7-1-2, they have a really difficult time right now. And if you want to know more about this team, I do a video every day about them, preview the game or the post game, and you can follow a little bit more about Montreal by my videos. But it's a team right now. They looking for answer. So it'll be interesting what you're going to do tonight again. The Ottawa Senators, they play at home finally. So they have 3 games this week, and we'll be see how they're going to get out of this, um, you know, problem they have around that team. And finally, the players struggle. It's not that the worst. It's just they have a pass. They don't respond or they don't do the what we expect. It's a Dage Thompson for Buffalo and 9 games, 0 goal, 1 assist, 1 point, -3. He's a player with a lot of expectation at the beginning of the year. Some they put him at the top 6, and honestly, they don't do well like the team. This year, 23 games, 4 goals, 4 assists, 8 point, -4. Said, Coach, yep, not too bad. Listen, he started with 5 points in the first 7 games. Since that, nothing else. So you have only 3 points for the last 17 games. When he was at the top 6 over there, you have really difficult time. Another player for the Buffalo Sabres, Jeff Skinner, 16 games, 0 goal, 1 assist, 1 point, -4, $9 million. He was healthy stretch for 3 games. He came back. He played only 14 minutes, one shot. Nobody have any answer for this player. And that's one of the reasons why the Buffalo Sabres struggle. Now, Nordstrom, 21 games, 0 goals, 0 points, 0 assists, -5 for the. He signed a contract from Boston to Calgary. They was expect at least to play at that level of the bottom 6, but at least produce more for that team. And unfortunately, don't do well since the beginning of the year. It's really surprised me to see him with 0 points in the beginning of the year. And Nathan Beaulieu, it's not the reason he's struggled as a overall. He just don't produce the offensive what we expect from him. So you have 21 games, you have only 1 point, 1 assist, and -1. We expect a little bit more on the offensive side. Finally, Vertanen, for the second time since we do the Club 5, he's back on the screen with 20 games, 1 assist, 1 point, -3. He's on the trade bait. He's on the trade for many conversation. We expect him at some point to go to Anaheim. Unfortunately, that trade did not work. So it's another player struggling. Finally, Mr. Carey Price, 5.3, 3.13, 0.889. And the reason I put him is a $10 million. He's supposed to be the best player, one of the best players in NHL as a goaltender. He's a number 53 on the save percentage and number 63 on the goal average. Again, in NHL, one of the worst, to be honest with you. I don't know. As a fan of Montreal, yes, I'm upset. And I think I'm going to let him there every week until he get a good week, to be honest with you. Very disappointed to see him that way. $10 million, we expect more. You know, you have players like Mitch Marner. You know, he's the same category right now like Jeff Skinner. That's how bad it is right now. So, it is really frustrating to see Carey Price at that level. So that's conclude our Club 5 of the week. And like I said, we are going to be back next week with a new Club 5 for sure, the hot and cold. And before we leave, we want to remind you, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and also Facebook page, Other Hockey Nation Live Show. And we are also on the Twitter under Coach Frenchy, then 10X, where you can DM me and I will tell you everything what's going on around the NHL. So thanks again to watching us for another great week for the Club 5. Look forward to see you next week. And before we close, every time we record a video for you guys, hockey fans, remember, you have greatness inside of you. Have an amazing, great week, everybody.